Morning. Thank you for being here. I'm Kanika Tomlin, Deputy Mayor of St. Petersburg. We're very grateful to have you here on this typically sweltering summer morning. And as you can see, hear, and feel all around us, the work is going on at a rapid pace. The efforts to enhance and upgrade our wastewater treatment capabilities are proceeding on schedule. In fact, we're ahead of schedule in some areas. This is an unprecedented focus on planning, permitting, and putting forth our best efforts to make the system more robust and more resilient, and to prevent the unfortunate discharges of our past. Mayor Rick Kreisman will explain why this is also important. Councilmember Paul Nurse is here with us and will speak on Council's perspective, and Public Works Administrator Claude Tankersley will detail exactly what's going on here and across the city to ensure that we continue to provide our residents and our visitors with world-class service. Afterward, there will be ample opportunity to gather footage and speak with the experts who are actually having things unfold here, who are working hard on these initiatives every day. And with that, I'll turn things over to our Mayor, Rick Kreisman. Mayor?
Thank you. Thank you to my Deputy Mayor, Kanika Tomlin, for opening this press conference up for us, and thank you for all of you for being here today as we are heading into the heart of our rainy season. Now, you know, last month's rains all but wiped out the drought that we had been experiencing. It wasn't quite record rainfall, but we did measure over 5 inches of rain in one day at one of our water reclamation facilities. And we did see some increases in what was being treated by our plants. The good news is, and it's great news, we handled it well. And our ability to handle increased rainfall is only going to improve, as Claude will soon outline. Rain is continuing just about every day here in July, but so too is our fast-track construction. And you can see it all around you here, as more than 100 workers are busy on the installation of capacity increasing measures, as well as a major biosolids to energy project that will help us stay sustainable as we move forward. Now, right here on this site, more than 100,000 man-hours have already been invested in these initiatives, with much more still to come. From injection wells to these new disc filters, our ability to treat and dispose of wastewater is increasing. We are doing everything that we can to ensure the future of StPete and our infrastructure, and that it's a resilient one. So here to explain more is our Public Works Administrator, Claude Tankersley. But before Claude comes to the podium, I do want to say a few words about our City Council, our Water Resources and Engineering team, along with our contractors. As you all know, this has been a huge undertaking with an awful lot of work that's had to get done, and I really want to compliment everyone in our Water Resources Department and our Engineering Department, and that's from the top of management all the way down the line. Every one of these folks that works for the City of St. Petersburg has been so committed to trying to improve and to making these improvements that are so necessary in our system so that we are better prepared not only for this rainy season, but for every rainy season thereafter. So Claude, to you, to Brajesh, to John, to all of your staff, please make sure you pass on how proud we are of all the work that we're doing. And everything that's happening wouldn't happen without the great partnership of City Council. And I'm going to invite Councilmember Nurse up in just a moment, but all of the funding for all of these projects, it's all coming through Council. And it's a great partnership that we have in really moving the city forward to become more resilient and more prepared to address these rains that we know are going to be ever increasing. And finally, we are very fortunate to have great contractors out here, to Haskell and all the contractors who've been working so hard at getting these projects done ahead of schedule. And that's really important. I know my deputy mayor mentioned that. But where we're at today is not where we thought we would be. We were expecting to be at this point somewhere in mid to late August. And we have already reached this point, and it's really because of a great team effort between the city and the contractors. And so my appreciation to all of them is, I wanted to express. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Councilmember Nurse for a minute, and then we'll hear from Paul.
Thank you, Mayor. Now I know more about sewers than I thought I would ever have to know. But to give a sort of a 50,000 foot view, there's essentially two projects that we're working on. One is we have to radically expand capacity, and that's a short-term project, and that's what you're seeing here. And Claude will go into some of the details of that. And then the long-term project is we have to radically improve the infrastructure of pipes, manholes, manhole covers, laterals, that sort of thing. That is a forever project. And in fact, at City Council on Thursday, as part of the consent agreement with the state, we have language in there to make sure that we don't do what happened 17 years ago, which is work vigorously for 5 years and then take your foot off the gas, because we don't want this to ever be repeated. But I mean, I passed 3 work crews in neighborhoods on the way here today. I've been in the Melrose Mercy neighborhood on Saturdays where they were replacing manholes. We've targeted the 2,000 manholes that leak the worst, and 30 of those a day are being improved. So it's a big complicated project, but it's really increase capacity as fast as we can. That's what we're doing, and at the same time make sure that we more than triple, probably 5 times the rate at which we repair our leaking infrastructure, and that work will never stop if we have our way and we lock in as much of that in the consent agreement. But I think you can see today that this is a complicated project, and when it comes to complicated, I'll turn it over to our Public Works Director.
Thank you, Councilman. Thank you, Councilman, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and thank you, everyone, for coming out today, because this is a very exciting day. 9 months ago in October, we promised you that we would increase the capacity of our system to handle the wet weather flows. And we made a promise that we were going to accomplish it by working together as a team with the administration, the mayor, the council, my staff, and contractors, as well as the state, DEP. We were going to work together as a team, and what you see behind us is the result of that promise that we made to increase capacity. Right around the corner from us is a new injection well. That new injection well was put in a 7-month period, from start of permitting through design through just construction. 7 months to put in a new injection well. They normally take 18 to 24 months, sometimes even longer. That shows you the type of dedication that the state and the city and our contractors had to fast track these projects. And that new injection well, we've tested it, we've used it, and it has a capacity of 20 million gallons per day. Per day. That's not a one-time thing. Every day, that new injection well gives us an additional 20 million gallons of disposal of reclaimed water. But we've got to treat that water to the reclaimed quality. And so the component that helps us do that are these new filters that you see here. Last year, when we unfortunately were not able to treat to full reclaimed quality, it was because we did not have enough filtration capacity. We are doubling the filtration capacity at our 2 plants in Northwest and Southwest. And what you see here is one of those new filters. So back in May, this plant and our system had the capacity of treating 112 million gallons per day and storing 8 million gallons in one day. Now we have the capacity of treating 122 million gallons a day, and we have a storage capacity of 20 million gallons. By the end of this summer, we will be able to handle a treatment of 175 million gallons per day with storage of 20 million gallons. Last year, our peak day during Hermine, we saw a peak flow of 145 to 150 million gallons. So this process of increasing our capacity allows us to handle another Hermine-style storm. And as the mayor mentioned, we are ahead of schedule. Last October, when we rolled this out, we said we wanted to get it done by mid-August to September. And we've gotten the capacity increased to the point that we have today by early July. And we will have the rest of the capacity increased by that deadline of mid-August. So We have a lot of facts and figures we can hand out to you, and we want to give you an opportunity to come and look around, ask questions. But now I'd like to ask the mayor, if he would, to go over and start that filter for us. Mayor?
I'll let you guys move your cameras.
Is that where the vent is?
Right over there, that box is. You want to show them where the mayor will be standing? Thank you, guys.
I'll let everybody get it set up before I do it. Sample of what comes out of the filter. Everybody got your cameras ready? What's going to happen? I'm going to hit the button. This is going to open up. This is just one of the cycles right now. Okay, everybody ready?
This is